since we're in Italy and we were in Milan for the leather show, Al and I were able to acquire a 2024 Alfa Romeo Giulia Veloce. It's a little dirty, but that's okay. We appreciate it with a beautiful red interior. This car is gorgeous. It's a 2-liter turbo. We have these in the US as well. So we decided, you know what, if we're here, let's go from Milan to Lake Como, which is only about 45 minutes away. It's probably 30 if you take the highway. We took the back roads, got an opportunity to test the Alfa Romeo and take you to absolutely beautiful Lake Como. And there's Al Vasquez. You can find him on Al Vasquez TV. And we both have the opportunity to drive on this beautiful lake. And you can see why people live here. There's not too many opportunities to stop to take video. So we give you an experience with the drive up through the city of Como and some little villages. It's absolutely spectacular and worth the trip. These areas are a little different here in Italy. They have auto grills, and if you've been to Italy before, you'll see they have coffee, they have pasta, they have like real meals. People stop, they drink. There is a full bar. Yes, I know, there is a full bar. We don't do that in the US. But there's a lot of cool cars here, everything from normal vehicles to a few electric ones. 4 electric charging stations and cars waiting to get charged, which is the biggest problem. This place is absolutely packed. Could you imagine this at a rest area in the US? Wouldn't that be amazing? They sell olive oils here too. In case you need some extra olive oil. I don't know how I get all this home. Big things of coffee and liquor. Yes, liquor. At a restaurant, including limoncello. Sweets and cheeses. It's like a grocery store. When you're in Italy, everybody drinks coffee. You don't see energy drinks very often. Not a lot. There's like no 5-hour energies and all this stuff, which I live on. This is the real deal. This is the real caffeine. Can you see the beautiful coffee? This is a doppio. Cheers. We are officially at Lake Como. We're trying to find a beautiful spot, get some lunch, and then return our Alfa Romeo back to the manufacturer who generously lent it to us here in Italy. This is a cute little city. It's a historical city. People walk mostly because there's a lot of traffic and there's really no place to park. So as we drive around the lake, which gets you very close to the Swiss border, we experience life in Italy. And it is far from that of most major cities in the US. But it is a wonderful experience and worth the trip.
That's George Clooney's home over there, see it?
Is that George Clooney's house?
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
But it's one of those.
Yeah, it's some beautiful chalet that most people can't afford. Or it could be this one right here. You never know. Probably don't bother him much.
Good place.
Where we want. Look at that. Spectacular.
Yeah, parking is going to be an issue here.
We are going through the next town, which is a Giuseppe Mazzini Piazzi, which is a plaza, and it has a lot of German words around because we are right on the Swiss border, and it is a beautiful little town. You can see some of the architecture, just beautiful. Yes, it's a very large Ford Expedition in front of us. It is from Switzerland. That's not a vehicle you'd want to drive around Italy with necessarily. You don't see a lot of large vehicles, mostly small and very small vehicles. Look how beautiful this little town is. You drive around the perimeter of the lake, and each town has its own little special sweetness. I guess Americans don't realize how narrow the streets are here in Italy. Yes, this is a single lane, but it could be a 2-lane. It's like this in the UK as well. When we were there for Goodwood Festival of Speed, we found what they call A and B roads. A being 2-way, B being extremely narrow. This is a 2-lane road. There are people going the other way. Yeah, believe it or not. And bikes, and scooters, and pedestrians. People live all the way at the top. It's not a walk, it's definitely a drive. This is a 2-lane road. I promised you. That's how tight the roads get around here. Not sure if that would work so well in the US. Definitely focused on the road. It's a good thing we're driving this fun Alfa Romeo Giulia. You always want a fun car on these curvy roads. Jesus, that scares the crap out of me. Oh wow, look at this lake. Oh shit. That was close. So when you have the opportunity to be in Italy for whatever reason, you come to Lake Como. If you're in the northern end of the state, if you go to Milan, it's a quick trip. I'll fair warn you, there's very few places to park, and thank goodness the Hotel Orso Bruno here on Lake Como had 2 open spots, so we kind of commandeered them so we can show you not just the car and the experience and the driving. It's a beautiful car. I love the colors. Not so thrilled with the fake leather, and they all use different names to say that it's leather or some form of something to confuse you. It's just a trick, because the fact is it's vinyl, which is made of plastic. If you want real leather, you pay for real leather, but it'll outlast you, and it also doesn't get as hot, and it's better for the environment. Now, one of the things I love about Alfa Romeos is the logo. This is a historically significant logo. This is made in Milan. We went by the factory, we've been to the factory before, and we've been to the museum. So again, if you're in the Milan area, make sure to go to the factory. Love this grille. This is all about what Alfa Romeo is about. So we do thank Alfa Romeo for letting us borrow this Giulia Veloce. I wish it was a quadrifoglio, my favorite, the big performance. But since we're here, it's not necessarily about the car, it's about the drive. You drive through these amazing curvy roads, through these beautiful little cities with piazzas and hotels. Come and see the lake, because this is what it's about. People love to come here. It is an absolutely spectacular city. Take a look and you'll see why people like George Clooney and Oprah and all these people have homes here. It's really about the lake. Who wouldn't want to live on this lake? This is absolutely amazing. The homes are all the way to the top of the hills. You can go out in your wood boat, because what else would you want here but a beautiful, historically significant boat. There are boat trips. There are tons of tours. You can go with some of the tour companies. You can do it yourself. I just think this experience is something that you can't buy. And when you have an opportunity to come here, you got to do it. So we're going to drive around the lake. We're going to make our way back to Milan. Make sure you watch our video on the truth about leather. It not just applies to interiors of cars, it applies to furniture, bags, jackets. This is a real leather jacket that I bought in Florence 35 years ago, and it's still holding up because leather lasts forever. You buy vinyl, if it was a vinyl jacket, it'd be long ago in the garbage. This is what leather is sustainable. It is green. These hides are being used for the right purposes, whether it be cow or sheep or whatever. We talk about that in the video. So worth coming to Italy, so worth buying real leather. I'm sure you have some questions about Lake Como. If you need someone to connect you for a tour, I'm happy to connect you to a friend of mine who's absolutely spectacular tours that are here in Italy that can take you wherever you want to go. Of course, you can follow us on social media. There'll be a lot more information coming out. We appreciate your time. I'm Lauren Fix. Thanks for your support. We'll see you next time.